we ready?
We just applied.
Nice work, team.
Not a problem.
Let's have the app ready when I'm back.
That's a problem. So we're using the public cloud?
Yes, kind of. We've got HP agreement. It's a hybrid cloud that can be anywhere we need it to be.
Saki's back.
Ivy, are we ready?
We just applied.
Nice work, team.
Not a problem.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Ranganath Sadashiva and I'm from Hewlett Packard Enterprise. I do the work of evangelizing technology here. And I'm going to speak to you about fast forwarding your digital transformation. Right? If I'm going to kind of tell that digital transformation has really kind of kicked up gear the last 24 months, you guys would say, we all know about it. Right? There is nothing new about digital transformation having an impact across the globe as well as India. Right? So what I want to do is really touch upon the topic of digital transformation, but speak to you about our experiences in terms of how this transformation has really happened. Right? So that's what we want to speak to you. If I look at the transformation journey in organizations today, can we advance the slides, please? It's not happening from the... Let me keep speaking to you on this. So as we see transformation really taking care, one of the things that we see is that there are certain people who have actually advanced this transformation and taken a lot of benefit. Right? That is typically about 2 to 3x kind of growth that they have seen within their own organizations and from where they were before pandemic and after pandemic. Right? That's the significant growth that we've seen. But the story is not about the people who have done it. The story is all about the people who have tried this effort and have not been very, very successful. Right? At least from an India perspective, I know the awareness around digital transformation is significantly high. When I'm speaking to enterprise organizations or the SME organizations, the level of know-how that they have around digital transformation is something that's really, really at its pinnacle, I would say. In comparison to other organizations, other countries in the globe, I think we are far ahead in terms of their understanding. But most of the organizations still feel that they're held back on this, and that's where we see this divide. Right? So when I'm looking at why there is this kind of divide and what's really causing this divide, we see that a lot of organizations feel that they don't have the right kind of data to drive this transformation. Right? They see that you need to have a data-driven organization, data-driven entity, data-driven charter, but they don't have it. That is what is creating this huge divide that we see in the marketplace today. And these leaders who have done very well in the marketplace know one mantra for sure. Right? For them, data is the life's force. They know that they're able to assimilate a lot of value within their organization, deliver a lot of value to their customers if they had data in place. To me, data is so important today. You could think of diversing anybody in the world today, but not data. All organizations will have to marry data and ensure that they are benefiting out of it. What did they do with all of the data? Some of them have been able to deliver a richer experience. Be it the way they have collected data at the edges, be it the way they have transformed their entities by delivering an experience through connectivity, to understanding the customer 360 program. Several of this is being put together to deliver that experience. Some of them have been able to do with making faster decisions, your ability to interact with a given customer problem, your ability to interact with a business problem with data-driven organizations and data-driven entities is much superior in comparison to others today. You could be in a city and you could know the city very, very well, but today if you say coming home in 30 minutes, you're essentially basing that on some form of data. Your experience of knowing the city really doesn't work. Some of them have used it to find nuances of businesses where you couldn't really figure out what had happened. So that is where seeing around the corners, kind of getting insights into what used to happen from data is really happening. So this is what the leaders are saying. But we need to look at what our customers who are finding it difficult to digitally transform are saying to us as well. Right? This is our experience, this is what we hear a lot of the customers here speak of. One is your ability to synthesize two things together. I see a lot of entities here. Your ability to have your own existing IT infrastructure and the promise of the new age infrastructure that's there or infrastructure or solutions that are there. How do you cohesively bring all of that together is one of the big thoughts that are there. How can I actively break those silos? How do I ensure that there's a different experience that comes to me? The other question that we typically hear is about data itself and the volume of data. I and you are responsible for generating this data, but we crib about data, right? But how do I put that much of data into action? Whether it is for gaining insights, whether it is from a compliance perspective, whether it is to be more effective on the field, how do I put all of that together is also a bigger question that I use. The other element is your ability to deploy whatever you have, data and application. I mean, those are the two front ends of your organization. Wherever it is supposed to be, the business demands data to be available at the edge, the business demands the data to be available in the cloud or anywhere in between. It's our responsibility to ensure that we back data and applications, right? How do you do that? That's one of the cruxes that we see here. And for us, as we understand this, any transformation that is led without data in front or data-based transformation not being the point, they've had issues, right? They have had bigger issues in actually realizing their enterprise goals of digitally transforming. The leaders have used data very, very effectively to transform. So if you're looking at a transformation journey today, the cry out here is to have a digitally data-driven transformation as you move ahead. Some of the typical problems that we see is the amount of data that we have which is available in silos, right? There is this very interesting stat that says almost 70% of time is spent in finding the right data. If I ask you, get me this data, you're always searching. In 1 hour's time, for 70% of time you're essentially searching for it. You don't get data. Right? It's in a disarray. It's there available in a silo, it's there available somewhere else, it's not integrated, not connected. What this also means is a lot of trapped value. There is inherent knowledge, but you don't know how to use it. Your grandmother knows how to solve a small problem. It could be a cold to a child, but you will go into a Google search. You don't go there back to your grandmother and ask her simple tips. That's trapped value to me, right? Many times, a lot of organizational backup data is not put to test at all, right? You don't use any kind of backup data into an AI analytics or anything like that. Whatever is current is what you do. The classic example of saying how it is trapped value. And the ever-expanding geography of the IT landscape, right? The amount of edge devices that you're going to have, the amount of core devices, the amount of things that you have in the cloud. I don't know how big this entire geography is going to extend. How do you essentially get data across the board and ensure that you are using that for gaining your insights, gaining your whatever, in terms of utilizing data, I would say. As I speak, there is this tendency of the edge becoming very, very heavier. Almost 60 to 70% of the data that we are going to generate in the next few years is not going to be generated in a cloud data center or in a data center that you have. It's going to come out of the hundreds and thousands of devices that you have. So again, our responsibility to ensure that wherever data generates, you have the right technology to protect it and use it into the country. The other thing is of migrating data, right? Many times we see that data is available in X source, you want to consolidate that into a given a data center or into a co-location, and then kind of run a lot of your analytics around it. Okay? How do you migrate that, especially when the terrain is getting very, very different, right? That is something that we need to be aware of, and that becomes the crux of the issue. If I'm looking at that, there is a fundamental outlook that change that needs to happen. So, if I were to look at how I would have represented this problem, to many of our customers a few years ago, it would have been an infrastructure first kind of a presentation. I would have said, if you have an issue around storing data, why don't you increase the capacity of the data? How don't you increase the number of storage devices that you have? Essentially, going storage and storage.